Retweet or reply for more exposure. Retweeting someone else's tweet or replying to a post on Twitter has great advantages. You may ask, why should I bother replying to someone else's post? The main reason is to gain exposure. The more posts you reply to, the more people will get to know your brand. Make sure to use backlinks and hashtags in your comments to either direct them to your blog, website, product, or any place you may want. What about retweeting a tweet? Why should you bother doing that? You would do this because you want them to return the favor. When you retweet someone else's post, you are helping them gain exposure. You are also encouraging someone else to mention you and your comment on your post. Technically, you're giving them exposure to your followers. There are two ways you can make the most out of these two tasks. One way is to get others to know you. The reason you are replying to their post is to get them to notice you. The person whose post you're planning to retweet or reply to should know about this because you're looking for them to repay the favor. They will never bother to help you if they don't know you are helping them as well. Some may even wonder why you shared their post in the first place. When you retweet or reply to a post, all of your followers and their followers will see it. As an online marketer, you know how good this exposure is. Your best strategy and best bet is to make replies to them or exchange your tweets. What I mean is that you can come up with a formula such that they get to retweet yours as well. The same goes to replies. It is very important to know that your aim here is to direct as many people to your desired location as possible. That's why you should leave a hashtag or backlink to encourage people to learn more. Some might argue that this steals followers from one of you. However, in reality, most of your audiences will appreciate your gesture you did, especially when they find more resourceful content in the location you directed them to. They will therefore keep following you or the other person because of the content they read. This is the reason that they are following you in the first place. There are several basic rules you need to keep in mind when it comes to the content you write in your responses and tweets. Always make sure you are writing some valuable content that adds value to what has already been said. For instance, do not always agree with someone, but add more to what they have said. Keep things relevant to avoid confusing people or diverting them from the message the author of the tweet wanted to put across. Your aim is to leave a lasting impression in their mind so that they can remember what you said. This will make them come back and read your tweets. Also have your Twitter feed and blog coincide. Remember that you have followers on Twitter and also people who only read your blog. Some of the people who read your blog may have Twitter accounts, but they don't know if you have one. Others know you have one, but decide not to follow you. A great way to encourage such people to share your content on Twitter is to integrate Twitter with your blog and create a retweet button on your blog posts. This way, your followers on Twitter and blog followers will see your content. By doing this, some may opt to become your followers on Twitter. Another way of getting your blog readers to follow you on Twitter is to make sure you have followed people who always tweet valuable content. You understand the needs of your blog readers, and so you know what they will find interesting. As humans, we tend to be selfish in the way we think. We always think of what we will gain from something. What is in it for me? That's okay, because your wish is to have all of your followers dedicate all their time to reading your content, replies, and retweets. After all, this is a reason someone followed you on Twitter or came to your blog, because they feel your content is helpful to them. However, it is important to follow people who have valuable content so that your reader can see them in your profile. They will thank you for enabling them to find such resourceful people. Also, take note of the number of people following you and the number of times your tweets get shared or replied to. After that, come up with a way of getting more replies and tweets. There are a couple of ways you can use to get retweets and replies, and one of them is that which we have just discussed, sharing content and also requesting the other person whom you have shared their content for to do the same. Ensure that you post at specific times of day, such as right after work or before they report to work. This is the time most people are busy on social sites or read a blog. Make sure that you are consistent. You can do this by scheduling your posts on both Twitter and your blog. If you try to send a batch of replies and tweets in a given day, you will end up looking like a spammer. People will be turned off or get confused. Some may start to complain. You want none of these things to happen. Your best bet is to get your brand widely known or get recognized by employing the techniques we have discussed. Always remember to not fill your feed with a bunch of tweets and replies. Although it will take time to build a following and get people to know and believe in your brand, always aim to make your growth progress organically. The last thing you want people to think about is you being a spammer. If they suspect you are spamming their feeds, they will most likely unfollow you or block you.